Hello, Pre-Algebra, and welcome to another edition of our screencast series. We are on to Lesson 8 of our Unit 6, and we're on the scale drawings and models. So this is an application of proportions. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be setting up proportions, cross-multiplying and dividing to solve for missing pieces of the proportions, and we're going to be using a scale. So you can use scales to shrink large objects to make them manageable, or you can use scales to enlarge small objects to make them manageable. So like in this picture here, you have a really large baseball bat outside the Louisville Slugger Museum, or you could enlarge something small like an atom or a bacteria so that you could actually see it. All right. So what is a scale? A scale is a ratio that shrinks something or enlarges it. So here you have a centimeter going to 2 millimeters. So every centimeter goes to 2 millimeters is a version of enlarging something. Okay, so in the real life thing is only 2 millimeters, but in the picture it's 1 centimeter. Or you could shrink something. So in real life it's 3 feet, but in the picture it's 1 inch. So that's a version of shrinking something. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the scale. That's what that is. That's the scale, and we're going to set it up and compare it to the real life or the drawing, and that will be how we make a proportion. So let's get in there and figure out what this looks like. So we have the Pillars of a World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. So we have the Pillars of the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. are 17 feet tall. A scale model of the memorial has pillars that are 5 inches tall. What is the scale of the model? So at first, we're going to figure out what scale is. So we're going to compare the drawing, 5 inches, 17 feet. And when you have scale, you always reduce it to 1 over something. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide the whole thing by whatever it takes to get the picture to 1. Divide the whole thing by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So every inch in this picture is 17 divided by 5, 3.4. So our scale is 1 equals 3.4 feet. 1 inch equals 3.4 feet. The length of a model of a bridge is 16 inches. The actual length of the bridge is 50 yards. What's the scale of the model? So once again, we're going 16 inches over 50 yards. So what we're going to do here is we're going to divide both sides by 16. So you get 1 inch equals 50 divided by 16 is 3 1/8 yards. Okay, so that's how you figure out a scale. Now, sometimes people write scale like this. So 1 inch colon 3 1/8 yards. And that's probably the most common way it's written rather than as a fraction. So, all right, so now, how do we figure out scale factor? So what scale factor is you take the scale and it tells you how much bigger the real thing is or how much smaller the real thing is than the picture. So you're going to take your scale and you're going to make it the same unit. So in this case, we have the scale. The scale is 1 inch equals 8 feet. Inches on top, feet on bottom. The dinosaur room exhibit in the room is 7.2 inches, 5 inches wide. So here's where we are setting up that proportion. Inches on top. Looks like a colon. What is the width of the actual exhibit room? Okay, so we don't know. So this is where you cross multiply divide. Actually, here you just have to cross multiply because it's a 1, which is actually nice. So 8 times 7, 8 times 7.25 equals 58 feet. All right, and that's it. The next page asks you to draw a scale drawing. I do want to go back up here and talk more about this scale factor thing. Right here, they don't give us an example to do. But what you do is basically you take and turn them both to the same unit. Inches, you turn feet to inches. So how many inches are in a foot? 12. So you take 6 times 12, and you get 1 to 72. So I know that the drilled thing is 72 times bigger than the drawing. Whatever it takes, make sure you understand this material, whatever lesson it is, do whatever it takes to dominate it. Work hard, ask questions. Talk to you soon. Bye.